Hey foodies, thanks for watching. Today I'm making a savory galette. This recipe was given to me by one of my viewers, Barbara, and thank you so much, Barbara. I'm really looking forward to making this. We're gonna start by chopping up some green onions, and I'm gonna heat up the pan. And while that's heating, I'm just gonna get everything else ready. I'm taking all the leaves off of my oregano. And you can use pretty much any herbs you like. I've chosen to use oregano because it's fresh from my garden, but if you want to use dry herbs like an Italian mix seasoning, that would be fine. And we're going to cut up a red pepper. And I'm just coarsely chopping this. And I'm going to do my green pepper as well. And you can see I'm just cutting the outer walls. I'm leaving the seeds. The seeds aren't poisonous or anything. They're just, lots of people don't like eating them. Oh, the smell of flavors in here already is just wonderful. And then I've got my zucchini, and I like cutting my zucchini lengthwise in both directions, and then I cut it down. So you want your pan nice and hot, and I'm going to add in my butter. We'll get that going around. And I've turned the heat down just a little bit. Now I'm going to add all of my ingredients. And lastly to add, I've got some ground up garlic scapes that I got from a local farm. These are wonderful. If you don't have garlic scapes, by all means you can use garlic cloves. Now we're going to give this a stir. So with all of those ingredients, I want to add a generous serving of salt. And you mustn't forget the pepper. One more stir. Turn the heat up just a little bit. We're going to let that cook right down and get nice and soft. The vegetables are just cooling a little bit. Now we're going to make the pastry, and this is a savory pastry. I've made this in the past. You can, by all means, check out one of the videos that I've got, but I'm going to make it right here, and we're going to add our flour. And today I'm using Frankie's gluten-free all-purpose flour. It works cup for cup with almost any recipe out there, which is really nice, so you don't have to worry. And a bit of salt. I've got my water and my egg and some vinegar. You might have heard me in the past talking about, oh, the secret to the ingredient is hot water. This recipe calls for cold water. And the other thing that needs to be cold, and this is why it's in the fridge, is butter. And the butter needs to be nice and cold. So I'm going to mix all that up. And it's just going to come together. We'll watch. It's amazing. Every single time I make pastry, I'm like, oh, is it gonna work? Is it gonna work? Do I need to warm up the butter to make it come together? And 30 to 40 seconds later, boom, it comes together and it looks amazing. What's so nice about gluten-free pastry is you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about it getting tough. You don't have to worry about it just getting tough. I mean, it's so nice to know that you can mix it and mix it and mix it and beat it up as much as you want, and it's not going to get tough, unlike regular wheat flour. And that's why I like gluten-free pastries so much, because I mean, look at that. It's beautiful. It's got a nice texture, and it's not going to get tough. It's going to hold together, and it's going to be amazing. And I've got my flour container here. I just want to add a little bit more flour. It's a bit warm today. I mean, when you buy seasonal vegetables for your savory galette, I mean, it's going to be a bit on the warm side outside. Okay, so I'm going to cut this in half, and then I think I'm going to do in thirds, roughly. And I'll just set these, I'll set 5 of them aside, and we're going to roll out one of them. So a bit more flour. Oh, that's beautiful. Beautiful pastry. And when you're rolling, you want to roll it evenly. You want to roll it out to about 1/4 inch or a 1/2 centimeter in thickness. About the same as what you would do a pie shell. Look at that, that's beautiful looking. Okay. So now, I'm going to take my slightly cooled vegetable mixture, and I'm going to take my feta, and I'm going to crumble some feta up in it. Oh, it smells so good. Barbara, I can certainly tell why you have this at lunch and why you serve it as an appetizer. It smells so good. And then we want to mix that lightly. Oh, wow. And the nice thing about galettes is you just put it in the middle, just like that, and then we fold it in. Here we go. I'm going to transfer that to a parchment paper lined baking sheet. And then I've got an egg and some water, and I just made a wash, and I'm just going to brush the tops. And a little bit of the veggie. There we go. So I'm going to do it again. There we go. So I'm using essentially a plastering tool that I bought at the hardware store, and I love this thing. It works so well. Just make sure you only use it for food and not going back and forth from plastering to food, because that's not what you want. And now I'm going to just brush this. There we go. And I'm just going to do a light dusting of some basil flakes just on top. give it a little bit of sparkle and pizzazz. This is going to go into my preheated oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 20 minutes or until it's golden brown. See you in a moment. These look amazing. I can't get over just how wonderful they really do look. They look like they'd be the perfect side dish for a main, like you could have like sliced chicken or salmon on the side. And this looks lovely. Thank you so much, Barbara, for suggesting this recipe. I want to dig in and see what it's like. These took 25 minutes to bake in my oven. Your oven might be a little bit different. It might be a bit hotter or a bit cooler. Do check it when they get golden brown, and you can see they're just beautifully golden on there. Then they're done, and it smells so good in here. So let's set that aside. And let's take a look at this. So the underside, it looks beautifully cooked. I'm quite happy with that. And I'm gonna slice it in half. Oh, that looks lovely. Maybe one more. Let's see how it looks. Oh yeah, you can see all the ingredients on the inside. They've melded together. So let's give this a try. That's really nice. When I saw the recipe, I was like, oh, red peppers and green peppers. I wonder why the two different peppers. And there's a really nice contrast of flavors with the red and the green, and then the zucchini and the garlic and the onions. It's really nice. I really like it. I love the texture, the pastry. Honestly, I've not had many savory galettes. Maybe this is the turning point for me to have more savory galettes. Thank you for watching.